Now that we have you all seated, we're going to please ask you to stand for the national anthem with the River Falls High School Band. Thank you. Well, good afternoon and welcome. Welcome to St. Croix County for this Highway 35 dedication. We've got beautiful weather, we've got happy people, and as last I checked, we have no meters on the ramps for the highway here. I started here in St. Croix County back in this past March, so I'm really got the easiest job of everybody here. Everybody else has done the bulwark of the work to get to this point. I understand this project has been going on for years, if not decades, and there's a lot of you to thank and compliment for your hard time in this project. We're going to introduce each of you individually here as we go. First to come to the speaker, the first speaker is the Mayor of Hudson, the Honorable Jack Rowe.
Thank you, Chuck. I've got a commemoration speech to give. That is, whereas the Wisconsin Highway 35 has been upgraded from a 2-lane highway to a 4-lane expressway, and whereas the highway has been designed to support the development, growth, and traffic needs of this vital region of the state, and I'll talk more about that later. Whereas Wisconsin 35 is a major route between the city of River Falls, the town of Troy, the town of Hudson, city of Hudson, and the village of North Hudson. And whereas the ribbon tying ceremony, which is a little bit different than cutting, is representative of the cooperation and support from the state of Wisconsin, the Department of Transportation, and the cities of River Falls, Hudson, and surrounding communities. I do by here commemorate this event, congratulate the state of Wisconsin, the Department of Transportation, Hoffman Construction Company on the successful completion, almost completion, of the Wisconsin 35 upgrade project. You know, it's more than a highway, it's a link between Troy, River Falls, and Hudson. Neighbors that we enjoy and share in the challenges of the migration to western Wisconsin. And there is a migration. Since 1990, Hudson has 2,000 people that have joined our area. St. Croix County is up 10,000 people, and the Hudson Township 1,565. Just to the west of this will be new residential units, about 700, which is the Red Cedar Canyon addition. The city of Hudson just annexed 600 acres. And to our north is the DeMay development, which is 82 acres and a 22-acre area on the east side that will be commercial. Also, the Beneman property, which is just south of here, will add another 643 residential units. It's not too many years from now, as Katie and I were talking, where we're going to see development between Hudson all the way to River Falls. The extension of Hanley to 35, which is south of here, will be picked up 50% of the expenses by the state and 50% by the city and developers. This highway is part of a $22.5 million improvement in St. Croix County, and we thank the DOT and the federal government for their consideration and also for their monies. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. Now it's my pleasure to introduce the Mayor of River Falls, Katie Chafee.
I'm the short mayor here. Let's get some of these down where I can reach them and stand on my toes. We're gathered here on this bright and beautiful day to celebrate an accomplishment and what really amounts to a modern day miracle. The land here has been changed dramatically. A lot of earth has been moved. A huge new highway has been built capable of carrying many times the traffic load it now carries. I'll echo Jack's words here about development and growth. River Falls is a little different situation than Hudson. We're trying to do a balancing act between the pressures of development and the pressures to remain an agricultural, rural town. We in River Falls are hopeful that this road will bring us good things. It will carry our college students more safely to their classes. It will carry people more safely to shopping and entertainment. It will carry our citizens more safely to their jobs in the Twin Cities. But it will also carry them home again. At the same time, this new road makes it easier than ever to leave River Falls. The city is working to strengthen our community, keeping residents in town for work and play, and attracting others to our community. A renewed effort is planned to improve our downtown as a destination for entertainment and shopping. We're hopeful that more industry of the sort the community finds attractive will also find us attractive, as this new highway forges a link from our Whitetail Industrial Park to the interstate. A long-range planning document, strangely titled a Sewer Service Area Plan, has been crafted with the help of surrounding townships. It sets growth limits on the city of River Falls within a framework of what areas can be effectively and economically served by city utilities: water, sewer, and electricity. This document will direct commercial development along the new Highway 35 corridor, keeping in mind the goals of the community and the planning guidelines we've established. It will also work to keep new development in check and guide its design to fit with our older neighborhoods. An attempt is made to consider logical placement for future mass transit nodes. As we celebrate this construction and our hopes for strong development, we must also keep in mind the other possibilities the future may bring. There will come a time on a not so distant day when the last of the petroleum is pumped from the ground. We must also face that future squarely and be planning ahead for how our community and our economy will adjust to that fact. Soon we may come to accept as truth that our vehicles are producing damaging amounts of CO2, more than the Earth can accommodate with the resulting global warming. This fact alone could seriously curtail our transportation system. We must build with an eye not just in the next few decades, but also looking further ahead, out to where our world could change dramatically. We must be prepared to change with it. But for the time being, let's celebrate this wonderful accomplishment that seems to shorten the distances and bring us closer to our good neighbor to the north, the city of Hudson. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. Well, the spirit of cooperation within the county and between the cities of River Falls and Hudson certainly is complemented by the work that has been done by the state. I'd like to introduce Mr. Dan Katarski from the WSDOT office in Eau Claire.
It's Don Gutkowski. What a glorious fall day here. And if you have your applause, give the band another round of applause for that beautiful melody. It's great to be here. I mean, we're celebrating the 4-lane, soon to be 4 lanes, Highway 35 and the I-94 interchange area. My bosses, Governor Thompson and Secretary Mulcahy, regret they couldn't make it here today. Both are fully aware of this project, and both know the importance it has to Wisconsin. They've asked me to pinch hit for them, but I wouldn't have missed this for 2 particular reasons. One, my family loves to visit the St. Croix County area. And 2, This project is a culmination of 30 years of highway planning and working together in communities. Sometime back in the 70s, the DOT and the local communities of this area looked ahead at the future. What was the future of this area? It didn't take long to see where the growth and development was, and that someday Highway 35 would need to be a 4-lane facility. That time is here. This road will give the residents of both communities and the surrounding communities a safer mode of transportation. It will assist those communities on continuing to look at their growth. It will help the local businesses, not only by providing good jobs, but providing a stable economy for western Wisconsin. Now, it's with huge thanks that I'd like to thank the folks that made this all possible. Mayors Chaffee, Rowe, Highway County Commissioner Dan Federle and his county board. I'd like to especially thank River Falls and Hudson's Chamber of Commerce, not only for their support in this project, but in all the transportation projects we have in this area. Now, we are fortunate in District 6, and me in particular, to have an outstanding relationship with our local representatives. I'd like to thank Representative Rhodes and Senator Alice Klausing for here. For it's through their hard work that we not only have a good transportation system here now, but in the future. I'd like to thank Hoffman Construction for their partnership in making this a reality. I'd like to thank our friends from the Department of Natural Resources for guiding us through all the environmental needs and the transportation needs we have. I'd like to thank my staff that are here. Brent Pickard, Jody Mesnerich, Rick Tumaniak, Paul Conlin, Scotty Ives, and Wendy Maves. It's through their hard work that this becomes a reality. And finally, I'd like to give my thanks. Thanks to the River Falls and Hudson area, to all those folks that endured the detours and the traffic inconvenience throughout this time. I hope you'll agree with me that when all is said and done, this was a great thing. Thank you.
All those things to endure, and some guy comes over from Minnesota and mispronounces your name. I'm sorry about that. Two more people. Dan introduced both Kitty and Alice. Alice, Senator, why don't you stand up and say a few words?
I really appreciate the opportunity to come and share in this celebration, because indeed it is a celebration. I can remember a couple of budgets ago when Dan Federle was on the phone with me and saying, this project is in jeopardy, you have to do something about it. And of course I heard from our mayors and all of our business people. As we all know, these highways are the backbones of our communities, and they are very, very important to economic development. And so as we celebrate this highway opening in the near future, it really is people working together. The local community people identifying what their needs are, the people at the county and the state level working together, and of course it's very important to bring the federal monies here. And so this is just one more example of how we are using taxpayer dollars and we're bringing money back to our communities. And so it's with that, it's been a real pleasure to be involved in this process. And again, I think it's something that we should all celebrate today. Thank you.
Good afternoon. There's some advantages and disadvantages to being the last speaker. The advantage is, number one, most of you aren't listening anymore anyway, so that's helpful. Number two, I have the disadvantage of thinking of something that no one else has talked about before. This morning I was at the post office, though, and ran into one of our neighbors who said he was coming out to this celebration to celebrate the end of the year of the dirt. And I said I can imagine that has been a challenge for all those who live in the area. It was with kind of excitement that we watched Channel 11 fly over, hoping that they were going to be here today. It's unusual because we are the Winnesota area. We are located in Wisconsin, but we are actually part of Minnesota, and it's really hard to figure out where we do belong. That gives us some unique challenges at the state level as well. Our area is unique not only in that structure, but in the advancement and the growth challenges that face this region. We've been very fortunate that the Wisconsin Department of Transportation has been willing to be flexible and to help address the special and unique needs that are taking place over here in Minnesota that aren't happening elsewhere. And we look forward to continuing that relationship as we face another couple projects just a little farther down the road. But we do salute the partnerships that were involved and celebrate the looking forward to the soon end of the project and the expedient transportation between our two communities. Thank you all. We really do appreciate your effort.
Thank you, Kitty. One last order of business. After this ceremony breaks up, the Hudson House it will be hosting the a little after ceremony, so feel free to go over there. And I have to say that one of my big thrills right now, being a University of Minnesota graduate, is to be able to stand before you and ask the band to play On Wisconsin. I think that's just great. So let's have it.
Bad news is
We have a change.
We have a change.
We'd love to play On Wisconsin, but it'll be our version of our own school song,
All right.
which will be close to On Wisconsin.
It's okay.
But good enough.
Any way you want to do it.
Sounded a lot like the River Falls fight song to me, but well, thank you, and see you over at the Hudson House. Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, that's why we came here, right? I believe the two mayors should do the honor.
about the significance of back through this stuff. Go ahead. Do that thing. Do the Hudson. I think do the Hudson.
Okay.
I get the vote.
Well, obviously the significance of this is working together.
Absolutely.
Anything can be done, even difficult projects like this.
Long enough, we're all
There you go. Good job. Thank you. Any final words from either of you?
Nope.
Okay. very nice job. The State Patrol will help guide everybody out if you want to follow them as we drive out. So thank you.